All right, here we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at finding a nonlinear asymptote. So again, in this case here, if you look at the denominator, we've got, well actually let's look at this. This is, let's see here. Yeah, so this is not factorable at the top. But we can factor the bottom, and we see that we have what? We've got x times the quantity x squared minus 1, which is going to be a difference of 2 squares. So in this case, you can see that we have 3 asymptotes. One at 0, one at -1, and one at 1. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Okay, as far as vertical asymptotes. Now, as far as horizontal asymptotes, well, there are no horizontal asymptotes because the degree of the top is bigger than the degree of the bottom. But also there isn't a slant or an oblique asymptote doesn't exist because the degree of the top is more than one more degree than the degree of the bottom. Okay, so notice it's 2 more. Okay, so but there is a nonlinear asymptote here, and how are we going to find it? By division. In this case, we have to use long division because we don't have a linear factor here. So let's do the long division. So we'll do x to the 5th minus 0x to the 4th, or plus, it doesn't matter, plus 0x to the 4th minus 3x to the 3rd plus 0x squared plus 0x plus 1, right? So we have to have our placeholders. So we have everything that goes in decreasing degree, right? Okay, now we're going to divide by x cubed minus 0x squared minus x. All right, here we go. So this is going to be x squared, and that'll give us x to the 5th plus what? 0x to the 4th plus or minus x to the 3rd, right? All right, so now we're going to subtract, okay? And if we subtract, that's going to give us a negative here. Doesn't matter. This is going to be positive. So this is going to cross out. This is just going to give 0. And this is going to give us what? It's going to give us a minus 2x cubed. Okay? And now we're going to drop down 2 more, right? Which is going to be plus 0x squared plus 0x, right? And so now we're going through the process again. So we're going to have now, it's going to be x cubed times what? -2. So minus 2, right? So x cubed times -2 is going to be -2x cubed. And then that's going to give us a 0x squared minus or in this case plus 2x, right? So x cubed times -2 gives us -2x cubed. 0x squared times this is going to give us 0x squared. And then minus x times -2 is going to give us a positive 2x. Okay? And then of course we subtract, so that's going to make that positive. Doesn't matter with the 0. And in this case, this is going to become negative. And so now what do we get? We get, this is going to cross out, this is just going to give us 0, and this is going to give us negative 2x. Now, at that point, we drop down to the plus 1. Now at this point, we look at this degree here. So there's nothing that we can multiply by to get negative 2x, because we have got x squared here, or excuse me, x cubed, right? So there's no variable that I can multiply by that's going to give me a negative 2x. I mean, I could multiply, again, we don't want negative exponents, right? So now we're done. So at this point, this is our remainder, and our quotient is this right here. So that means our nonlinear asymptote is a parabola, right? So it's going to be y equals x squared minus 2. And so that's going to be the graph, that's going to be the equation of our nonlinear asymptote. Okay? And so in this case here, it's a parabola that's shifted 2 units down. So it's our basic parabola, y equals x squared, just shifted 2 units down. Have a great day.